And we're here. We did it. We are here to the time of the year that is the best time of the year, to where we have 7 months of weekends, of days, warm summer nights, warm, crisp spring air. Oh, I can smell it now. It's opening day in the MLB. Woo! Sorry for your ears there. MLB, the show dropped on the 28th. Opening day is tomorrow, March 30th. If you have T-Mobile, go and claim your free season of MLB TV. All right, we're back. It's me, it's Jay, it's the ball boy. Woo! Another season. This is my third season making baseball content. It's my third season writing the blog, doing these things. My second season going to be the LA Angels High A affiliate Tri-City Dust Devils beat writer here locally on not too excited. On Ballboy Media, talking about it here on Ballboy Talk as well. I'm super excited. I can't wait to mesh that into here to this platform as well. It's gonna be super fun. But yeah, so it's award time. I'm gonna predict some awards today. I'm gonna predict some division winners. I'm gonna predict all those things. So buckle up. Let's ride. Let's ride into the award prediction. All right, let's flip a coin. And coin lads on National League. So we're going to start with the National League. I'm going to try to do these kind of quick. I went through every team in the National League and I picked a MVP and I picked a Cy Young winner. And I picked a Manager of the Year per division. So bear with me. We're going to hit the AL first, or the National League first. We're going to start in the NL West. We're going to start with the Dodgers. And these are in alphabetical order, like team names. So that's where we're at. So this lineup looks so different. No Trey Turner, no Gavin Lux, no Cody Bellinger, no Justin Turner. You still have Mookie. You still have Freddie. Both are former MVPs. Both put together very solid seasons in 2022. I think Freddie's like loving playing in LA. He looked great last year, and I think he just does it again this year. All that dude does is hit. As far as Cy Young, I'm high on this young man, Julio Urias. Man, they got excellent performances from Tyler Anderson, who's now with the Angels, Tony Gonsolin, Clayton Kershaw last year. They were all excellent. Walker Buehler is out of this rotation this year due to the Tommy John surgery he had. So you got Julio Urias, Clayton Kershaw, Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin's opening up the year on the IL. So then you have Clayton Kershaw, who's just an enigma, longevity, so good, one of the greatest ever starting pitchers to ever do it. And then you got Julio Urias, 26, going into free agency. He's represented by the Boris Corps. So Scott Boris, a big year, man. I got Julio Urias from the Dodgers right here for a pick. From the Giants, they signed Mike Yastrzemski, Mitch Haniger, Michael Conforto, Jock Peterson. Those guys are all great players in their own regards. They're all very good. Any of them could push for an award with the proper amount of health. Then on the flip side, no one's more of a lock for, in the conversation than Logan Webb after posting his 4.8 WAR, 2.90 ERA last season. Legit, he is the ace of this Giant staff. And then for the Padres, take your pick. They're loaded. Manny, Juan Soto, Tatis Jr., Xander, Jake Cronenworth. They're so good. They're so loaded. But I'm picking Machado and Soto as the likeliest contenders. And then the Cy Young, yes, they do have Musgrove. They do have Blake Snell. But they also just inked Yu Darvish to another extension that's going to pay him for the rest of his career and keep him playing in San Diego for the rest of his career. So I got Yu Darvish. We've seen the longevity of some of these guys like Darvish and Scherzer and Verlander. Just, late 30s is kind of a second win for pitchers right now. Let's see in the Diamondbacks. They just inked Corbin Carroll to the 8-year, $100 million extension. I don't think that it's Corbin Carroll. I think it's Ketel Marte. He's more polished. He's an all-around more known commodity. You know what you're going to get. I think he has more potential to be in that conversation. And then in the conversation for Cy Young again is going to be Zach Gallen. He finished 5th in 2022. He posted a 5.1 WAR, 2.54 ERA. He's only 27, and he's coming up on his big payday. Then you got the Rockies. I'm taking Chris Bryant from the Rockies. If he can stay healthy and stay on the field, he is going to be great for this Rockies team. Coors Field loves guys who can hit the ball and hit the ball well. And unfortunately, the Rockies don't really have a pitcher who I'm enamored with. So I just threw out some names of guys who are going to be competing just for that number one spot that have had good springs. You know, Noah Davis, Ryan Feltner, and Peter Lambert. They're all 26. And, you know, pitching at Coors Field is difficult. It's hard to see a Cy Young come out of that field. Jumping over to the NL Central, starting with the Pirates here. You know, the Pirates have two great talents. They could find themselves very quickly among the elite in the in the NL with Brian Hayes and then O'Neill Cruz. And you know, Cruz is only 24. You see highlights. He is a highlight reel. How hard he hits the ball, how hard he throws the ball, his fielding, his ability, just his talent is mind-boggling. He's so good. Cruz is about to pop off in 2022, 3. So you heard it here first. And then the Pirates, you know, they have a mix of vets: Rich Hill, Vince Velasquez, JT Brubaker. They're also trying to see what they got in Luis Ortiz, Ronsny Contreras, and Johan Oviedo. So it's going to be really interesting to kind of see where they're at. You know, if those veterans are playing well, they're going to get traded midseason. So the Cubs, you know, Cubs they did a lot of work this offseason, put in a lot of work to that offense. But behind Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, I think those two they're just gonna have really solid seasons. I think they're just gonna have a lot of really good seasons. Not great, but they're gonna have some really good seasons. Um, at age 32, he's in a contract year. He's coming off a strong World Baseball Classic and a good spring. Marcus Stroman, the Stroh Show, I think he's going to be in that conversation for the Cy Young. Cardinals, obviously you have the reigning MVP in Paul Goldschmidt, and you have the third place finisher in Nolan Arenado. I think both guys are going to have those seasons again. I think Nolan is going to prove his worth. You know, he showed up in the World Baseball Classic. I think he's going to show up again regular season, and he's going to be just great. And he's going to be like, "Oh, it's my turn. I'm taking home that one." Um, and then as far as Cy Young, like they have Miles Mikolas, who is great. He's that big extension. And then however, I think a healthy Jack Flattery gets my vote for this conversation here. You know, when he's healthy, like he was in 2019, he finished fourth in the vote, 13th in the MVP. So I think he's on track there. We got the Brewers. I think a significant step forward for Garrett Mitchell's on the horizon. But then Christian Yelich, I have wrote about him all off season. Don't give up. Don't give up on Yelly. And then you could take your pick from this staff as far as who you want for a Cy Young. Lar, Hauser, Peralta, Woodruff, all of them are good. Um, Corbin Burns, obviously. But I personally think with everything that happened this offseason in arbitration, with the Brewers kind of being in a place where they're second, third place, you know, second place with the Cubs. Cardinals were going to run away with this division. But I think Burns finds himself pitching for another team midseason this year. I mean, they shipped off Josh Hader last year, so they're not afraid to let go of their high-end talent. So, you know, I think Corbin Burns, you know, he finished seventh. He won the award in 2021. He finished seventh last year. Finished sixth in 2020. So, you know, there's a small pattern where he goes sixth to win to seventh to win again. So I think he's right up there, and he's going to demand a payday from whoever ends up having him, and it's going to be well earned. He's great. No one from the Reds is on my MVP radar. I think it's going to come down to best player on this team. It's going to be Jonathan India. A lot of eyes on Nove Marte, Ellie De La Cruz, and others coming up in this system. And, you know, if Votto's missing his first opening day, he ends his streak of 14 straight opening days. So it's a little sad there. But I would love for Votto to put up some numbers this year as well. You know, I think with a step forward in his control and accuracy, Hunter Green could easily find himself lifted into vaulting up into this conversation of Cy Young there. Finally, the NL East. We're going to talk Mets first. You know, Jeff McNeil, Frankie Lindor, Starlin Marte. They have so much talent, but no one is better. And no one has been snubbed more than Polar Bear Pete Alonso. Come on, 40 home runs, 131 RBIs. Pete has been getting underpaid for years now. He's going to get a top 3 finish this season, and he's going to get paid. It's Polar Bear payday time. Then you got 40-year-old Justin Verlander, who just won the AL award last season, got a big old payday by the Mets. Max Scherzer, who's also gotten a big old payday by the Mets. Both are going to be in the conversation. However, I don't think either are going to win the award. I know. Two of the best pitchers in the MLB, 2 future Hall of Famers. Neither of them are on my radar to win this award. What? The Braves, another loaded. Sean Murphy, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies, Vaughn Grisham, Michael Harris second, Ronald Acuna Jr. And I am giving the nod to Acuna Jr. He's 25. He plays the game hard. He plays with passion. He plays with love of the game. He's got the potential for a 40-40. I don't think he's that guy anymore. I think he's realized, like, I need to be healthy and I need to stay on the field. Granted, with the larger bases, it could come to fruition, but that was still pre-injury Acuna. I think we can definitely bank on a 25-25, at most a 30-30, at most a 40 home run, and a 20-something stolen bases campaign. If he plays a full season, 145 plus clip, an MVP conversation, comes right down to Acuna on this team. He's the heart and soul. I would love to see Mike Soroka get back on the bump, as he got an option to AAA, and he made an appearance. Has an awful last few years of injuries, and they're stringing together, and it's rough because he was so good. He was supposed to be the ace of this staff, but they've got a new ace in town that they just inked to a 6-year, $75 million extension. The energy, the stuff, the stash will guide the Silver Strider, yes, Spencer Strider, into the Cy Young conversation for sure. The Phillies, I don't care how much bias it gives me. He's not getting put on the 60-day IL either. So what you're saying is there a chance that he could return sooner. But Bryce Harper, man, I love Bryce Harper. Give me brother Harper. Trey Turner got big money last offseason. He just had a huge World Baseball Classic. The swing, the contact, the power, the skill, everything. Trey Turner is ready to step up while Bryce is gone. I think Trey is just going to have a massive year. Then you got co-aces, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler in the conversation here. However, Nola's my pick for the award if I had to take one, if they were evenly matched and had similar stats. Nola, he's 30. He's in a contract year. And I think Nola's just a better pitcher here overall. I think Nola should be in that conversation. New arrival, Luis Arias for the Marlins, coming off an AL batting title. And now center fielder, Jazz Chisholm Jr., he's got all eyes on him going into the 2023 season. Jazz is the MLB show cover athlete, and that comes with wild expectations, and that comes with MVP expectations. He won it in 2022. He looked great in the World Baseball Classic. Sandy Alcantara will, by default, be in the Cy Young conversation yet again. Nationals, I don't think they have an MVP caliber player, but they do have an obvious best player, and that's Keibert Ruiz, who they just inked to a nice 8-year, $50 million extension. He's a cornerstone of this rebuild for them. He's a top-tier catcher in the MLB. He's a great bat. He's going to be really good. Josiah Gray, Mackenzie Gore, they're going to be the best pitchers in this rotation. If you know my feelings on Patrick Corbin, I think he's a wash, and they just need to let him go and eat the money there, but they can't because he can still provide them something. I didn't say it was something good. Okay, don't hear what I'm not saying. It's not something good, but something. And then lastly, who wins it? My MVP finalists: Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., Pete Alonso, Trey Turner. They're my finalists. However, I think Alonso wins the award this year against those guys with his power, RBIs, his bat totals. He hits for a high average. I think it's time for Polar Bear Pete to get some love. Cy Young, Julio Urias, Corbin Burns, Zach Gallen, Spencer Strider, and Aaron Nola. They're going to be battling all season. I think this award is Julio Urias is to lose. Honestly, with an enormous payday coming up, he's headlining the starting pitcher market next to Shohei Ohtani, and it looks good for him. I don't know, but I just have a feeling about Julio Urias. And if I had to pick a manager of the year, it wasn't a coincidence that the Philly surge after Philly Rob Thompson took over, and I think he's going to be there right again. If I had to pick a rookie of the year, I'm likely going with the Cardinals outfielder Jordan Walker. If I had to pick a rookie of the year from this side of town. All right, let's jump over to the AL. All right, we are back. We're here. We're alive. Drink some water. We're feeling good. We're feeling good. Let's see. Oh, I drink all my drink. No, I'm just slightly disappointed in myself, but that's okay. All right, here. So we're gonna start in the AL West. We're gonna go through each team, and I'll give you my finals just like I did before. We're gonna start with the AL West. We're gonna start with my Mariners, and I'm gonna try to do this as best I can. Deeper breath. Julio. All right, there we go. I got Julio. He's the face of the MLB. He's the face of the franchise. He's the face. He's a legit MVP contender already in his second season. He has a $25 million incentive for every MVP that he wins. And yeah, when you're playing for $25 million, I think you're going to perform. And then for the Cy Young, you got La Pierda, Luis Castillo. He just inked that 5-year, $100 million extension midseason last year. Robbie Ray looks great as well. Logan Gilbert is great. George Kirby's looking like he's going to produce a huge encore for this team. And this rotation is going to carry the Mariners deep. It's going to be led by Luis Castillo, getting to a Cy Young finish. Astros, can I skip them? Can I can I skip them? No. Okay. 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 Kyle Tucker. I am a big fan of Kyle Tucker. You know, I think the best player on the Astros is Kyle Tucker. In 2022, he had four fewer hits than Yordan Alvarez, 7 less home runs, 10 more RBIs, 24 more stolen bases. They're both 25. Nuts, but I'm in on Tucker, and I think he's going to be this team's MVP in 2023 and be in the conversation for the award. Next, it's a toss up. Framber Valdez, Christian Javier. Honestly, to me, they're one and the same. They both post sub 3 ERAs and have 190 plus strikeouts. So, um, honestly, they're one and the same. Angels. Uh, Man, when you have two generational talents who are both perennial MVP contenders, it's tough. But um, they live or die on the hills of Otani Trout, and they're going to continue to do so. So those are my two picks for an MVP. Obviously, for a Cy Young, I believe it should have been Otani last year. However, he posted that 6.2 WAR, 15-9 record, 28 starts, 166 innings pitched, 2.33 ERA, 2.40 FIP, 219 strikeouts, and 44 walks. The case for Otani, simple. Just as many starts as Justin Verlander, more wins than Dylan Cease, only 9 less innings pitched than Justin Verlander, more strikeouts than Verlander and Manoah, and less walks allowed than Cease and Manoah. That's all I'm saying. I get it. Verlander was a great story, but come on. Come on. Corey Seager, Rangers. Playing that second year, that massive 10-year, $300 million extension. He looked good last year. He looked good down the stretch. He looked good in the second half. He got comfortable playing there. He's only 29 years old, entering his second season. I think good things are coming for Kyle Seager. Obviously, when you go out and you buy the best pitcher in baseball, you are going to expect him to make more than 5 starts and be great. Um, you know, Hopefully, he can make more than the 15 starts he has been the last couple seasons, 21, 22 for Jacob deGrom. I don't count the 2020 shortened season into these numbers often, but between 2014, 2019, he would make at least 22 to 24 starts, um, and up to 30 in some cases. He even had back-to-back Cy Youngs in 2018, 2019. If DeGrom can find that sweet spot of that 23 to that 27 for the Rangers, it's a no-brainer for DeGrom to earn his third Cy Young. The A's don't really have an MVP contender on this team. They're going to be exciting. They're going to be fun to watch. But I think that's about it. And then as far as Cy Young, I think Shintaro Fujinami, he's going to be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year and a dark horse for Cy Young. He's got filth. He's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, nasty breaking stuff. He ended his season in Japan last year with a 2.77 ERA, 115 strikeouts, 36 walks. He's competitive. He has a great energy. He has a great personality. I think Shintaro's going to run away with the Rookie of the Year in the AL, though. I really do. Then you got the Guardians. Guardians are great, but they are led by J-Rom, who has finished fourth. This is going back to 2016, so we'll start in 2016. 17, third, second, sixth, fourth. For the love of J-Rom. For the love of J-Rom. Give this man some love. Gosh. Jose Ramirez, please. Thank you. Sorry I was yawning, but as you know, the 1-2 tandem of Bieber and McKenzie that I was so high on when I wrote these has been washed away by McKenzie's injury. You know, insert sad saxophone music here. Yeah, just bad. But no, Shane Bieber. Both these players, if they both start 30 games, they both can have a sub-3 ERA and have 190 strikeouts, much like the tandem in Houston. Bieber, he's great. I think he's due for an extension, and I think he's going to contend for the award again. With the White Sox, we moved right into the Central. We didn't even pause or anything. White Sox, they're hoping for healthy seasons from Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez. However, I don't think either of them is the best player. I think Tim Anderson is now the best player on this team with Jose Abreu gone. He's great about getting on base. He had a very good World Baseball Classic. He was limited to injuries in 2022. But when this dude's healthy, when this trio is healthy, of Robert, Jimenez, and Anderson, they all can be the dude and push for these awards. But I think TA is the default. Dylan Cease got roughed up in spring training a bit this season, but spring training I don't pay it any mind. Guys like to make their mistakes, get it all out of the way, play with things, work through their mechanics, get their mechanical issues all ironed out. So it don't matter. Cease was great in 2022. Giolito took some steps back. He was the touted one, like, oh, it's Lucas Giolito. He's so good. He's going to be a Cy Young. And then no. I think Luis Giolito is going to be back to above average. But I think Cease is going to remain great into 2023, build off a strong season. Manager Peter Griffel is really good about pushing his players to get better and not stop learning. Some direct quotes there, or I'm paraphrasing some quotes I've seen about Peter Griffel and his management style. Let's see, the Twins. When he's healthy, Byron Buxton is elite. However, he hasn't played more than 100 games since 2017, not counting the COVID short season. In the last 2 seasons, 92 games, 2022, 61, 87 in 2019, 20 in 2018. Yet the Twins are paying him to be an elite center fielder with a 7-year, $100 million deal. He signed ahead of the 2022 season. I need the Twins to justify this, because he's barely playing more than half the games, and he hasn't been playing more than half the games or a third of the games. Why would you pay this dude $100 million to be hurt? What? However, they did re-sign Carlos Correa. He was their third. The Twins were his third choice, but Carlos Correa is still very, very good at baseball. The 6-year, I believe, $200 million deal to stay with the team. After he agreed with the Giants and then with the Mets, and then he landed back in Minnesota. So Carlos Correa, by default, I think is this team's MVP. Cy Young, I forgot about Pablo Lopez here. I think Pablo Lopez could take an easy step forward, being in the situation now, be the ace. But I think Kenta Maeda is gonna, he looks sharp in spring training. I still believe in Kenta Maeda. He's 34. I think he's going to pace the Twins alongside Pablo Lopez. I think they're going to be co-acing it. Now we get to the Tigers, and we can't give the honors to Miggy at age 40. It's not how it works. I wish it was. I would give the MVP to Miguel Cabrera this year. Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, all those things, even if he didn't play a single game. That's just Miggy. But, he's an honorary MVP in my book. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the best to ever do it. But I wrote about Javi Baez, about some players I still believe in. And if you recall, he's in a weird contract year. He can opt out of his deal with the Tigers this season. And, it wouldn't shock me if he just pops off and then goes and signs another longer deal. Because there's nothing stopping him. If he sucks, he has that security there. If he does great, he can go earn a little bit more money probably. I think he's gonna do great. Um, you know, as far as their pitching, they have so much talent. They have so much talent that's still just it's there. It's there, and it's a shame to watch. But I have Eduardo Rodriguez. He looked sharp in spring ball. He was good in the World Baseball Classic. I'm going to take Erod here. Michael Lorenzen, I think he's going to capitalize on the opportunity. He's going to be pitching against much weaker competition in the AL Central, and I think that's going to play to his advantage. The obvious choice for the Royals is Salvador Perez. The next would be Bobby Witt Jr. At the same time, Perez and Witt Jr. They're going to pace the team. They're going to be the best players on this team. I'm confident in Nicky Lopez and MJ Melendez to pace the Royals and also be in that conversation. I'm a big fan of Melendez, and I think he's going to be great. Justin Verlander, he's not on this team, but he just won a Cy Young at 39 years old last season. Why can't Greinke give it one last reprise and push for his second award in 2023 at the age of 39? He's in line to make another opening day start for the Royals, and I believe this is going to be his last year. This is kind of it for him. So I'm sure we'll know more as the season gets underway, kind of how he's feeling and whatnot. But let's see. We're going to end in the East here. Let's see. They just inked Rafi Big Stick, as he called in the streets of Boston around the clubhouse. He's 26. He's had a top MVP finish, top 15 MVP finish in back-to-back seasons now. He's ready. The Red Sox locked him down at a good point in his career to where he's going to get, all of his late 20s and his early 30s, and they're going to capitalize on a lot of his prime years and playing for him at a prime position, third base, and it's a good deal. I think it makes a lot of sense. So I got Rafi Big Stick, Rafael Devers playing here. They have a 37-year-old Corey Kluber. They have Chris Sale, who's actually looked pretty good in spring training. But if Chris Sale can keep his cool, stay healthy, have some good luck, he's going to be in the conversation again. He's young enough. I think he's there. I think Chris Sale's a guy, a dude. Let's see, Randy Arozarena, Tampa Bay Rays, hands down, World Baseball Classic enigma. He's clutch. He's great. He's awesome. He's hilarious. He's a great player. He's so much fun to watch. They have another, Arozarena had 30-30 potential, and I think he's going to hit it this year because he wants that payday coming off a huge World Baseball Classic now. At age 22, signed through 2032, Wander Franco, I think is also going to be there as well. So in that conversation for best player on this team, but not into the MVP conversation like Arozarena can be. Cy Young, year 3, age 26, coming off an All-Star appearance and a 6th place finish in the Cy Young. Shane McClanahan, big on Shane McClanahan. I think I've drafted him. I haven't even talked about fantasy baseball at all, but I've drafted him everywhere. Big on Shane McClanahan. Big on McClanahan. I think he's going to be a top 3 for the award this year. Let's run it back with Arson. I mean Aaron Judge. Sorry. The captain, $360 million man. The alleged AL home run king. The 4th most home runs in a single season of all time after McGwire, Sosa, and Bonds. Yes, I'm sticking to that. I don't care what you have to say. He's the AL home run king, but he's not the MLB home run king. He has the 4th most in a single season after McGwire, Sosa, and Bonds. Cancel me now if you want to, but that's my take. That's why we're unhinged here. The Yankees, with Montes and Rodon, both hurt to open the season. You got Garrett Cole leading this rotation again. You got Nasty Nestor too. Nasty Nestor is gonna have fun with the pitch clock. Garrett Cole's gonna have fun with the pitch clock. These guys who are just savvy vets, they're gonna play with the pitch clock and they're gonna fuck with a lot of hitters. It's gonna be great. Um, while catchers rarely are in the conversation unless they hit 40 plus home runs like Perez did, I don't see Adley Rutschman taking an MVP leap in 2023, but I do see him taking a leap into the top echelons of catchers in the MLB. Um, a strong season from Cedric Mullins and Anthony Santander will help pace this young club, and the Orioles are going to be pushing for a wild card this year. I don't think they really have a true Cy Young contender, Cy Young winner on this team, but they do have good pitching in Kyle Bradish. Grayson Rodriguez got sent to AAA, so Kyle Gibson, Cole Irvin, they got some guys, got some dudes, and then Blacata, Vlad Guerrero Jr. He earned a $14.5 million contract this season to avoid arbitration. His payday is going to be huge. He's 24. He's going to get that Devers money. Um, they're he is that franchise. He is the Blue Jays right now. They have so much money poorly invested into their starting pitching of Gosman and Barrios, which I think is gonna strap them a little bit. But Placata, he finished second and 16th in the MVP the last two seasons, with the Jays in the mix for the division and also for the wild card. Placata is going to be a huge reason for it. And then the Jays, like I said, they have a good, trio of pitchers. Gosman, Barrios, they're both paid very well. Alek Manoah looked great last season, but I love watching Alek Manoah play baseball. He has energy, he has grit, he's fun to watch. He's hot head a little bit. He makes it fun to watch. So give me Alek Manoah there. So who wins it? Who wins it? I think the MVP comes down to Julio, Otani, J-Rob, and Vladdy G. And I think Otani is going to win the MVP. I think he could win both the MVP and the Cy Young if he really wanted to. I think he kind of does, so he can get a $500 million payday. But I got Otani winning the MVP at least. Luis Castillo, Shane McClanahan, Shane Bieber for my finalists for the AL Cy Young. I got Luis Castillo winning it here. He's going to come up with some clutch starts, complete games. He's going to lead the Mariners back to the playoffs once again. And then for manager of the year, give me Scott Service. Seattle Mariners, after leading them back to the playoffs last year for the first time in over 2 decades, he's going to lead them back again this year, so that it wasn't a fluke. Book it. You heard it here first. All right, is that it? We got it? Oh, I was going to say divisions. Okay, so I'm not going to give win totals. I'm just going to say who gets there. So I think let's start with let's take a quick break so I can get my head around this real quick. I'll be right back. All right, now that we're back, we can't do anything. So now that we're back, but no, honestly, I just want to look at this a little bit more. So we're gonna start with the AL. Well, let's play out the AL, but I think the AL West it comes down. It's gonna be the Astros winning it. Mariners making a wild card with the in this order: the Angels, Rangers, Athletics. After that, I think the Angels are just gonna miss out on the wild card once again and highly disappoint Mike Trout. And then the Rangers are they're gonna be overpaid, underperform. And then the A's are gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna break some hearts, but they're gonna be fun to watch. In the AL Central, give me the Guardians once again. I think the Guardians are the team to beat with their pitching, their depth, their team, and just everything about the Guardians. I'm a big fan of. And then we'll give me the White Sox. No, yeah, we'll go White Sox, Twins. No. We're gonna go Guardians. Yeah, Guardians, White Sox, Twins, Tigers, Royals. That's where I'm going to be at this year. Because if healthy, then the White Sox and the Twins are much better than the Tigers and the Royals. Oh, man. No, in the Central, give me the Guardians, White Sox, Tigers, Twins, Royals. There's something special happening in Detroit right now with sports, so I'm a big fan. In the AL East, give me the Yankees. No, with injuries, give me the Rays. Oh man, no! Oh my gosh, the East is hard to predict. Oh, I think there's 3 teams here that go to the playoffs. Oh man, I think the Blue Jays continue to put together. Give me the Blue Jays to win it this year. Give me the Blue Jays in the division. Give me the Yankees and the Orioles. Um, 2-3. Then give me the Rays and the Red Sox. It's just a competitive division, but that's I think how it's going to shake out. I think it's going to be Blue Jays, Yankees, Orioles, Rays, Red Sox, with the Yankees and the Orioles making the AL wild cards next to the Mariners. If we go over to the National League, NL West, give me the Dodgers. Give me Dodgers, Padres, Giants, uh, Diamondbacks, Rockies. And the Central, give me Cardinals, Cubs, Brewers, Pirates, Reds. And the NL East, give me Braves, Phillies, Mets, Marlins, Nationals. And so that would give me I would have the Padres, um, I don't think they're gonna make it. That's gonna give me the Padres, Phillies, and Mets as my wild card teams. I think coming out of the NL, you're gonna get the Braves coming out of the NL again, and then coming out of the AL, I think you get the Mariners again, and then I think you get a Mariners Braves World Series with the Mariners winning it in six. So that's my take. That's my thoughts. Take it for what you will. Happy opening day, everyone. Have a wonderful time. Stay safe. If you're going to some games, make sure you post that shit. Post it. Tag me. Would love to see it. Have fun. Enjoy opening day. Stay safe out there. Remember, if you drink, you get intoxicated. Call an Uber, call a friend, and all that fun stuff. We love you. We appreciate you. Happy opening day.